I've done such a huge amount of things lately, and yet, I've done nothing at all. Um, I've done a lot. I like unassembled my blinds and fixed them and reassembled them. Um, Today I spent an hour trying to get a tree out of the ground that was like this big. I don't understand. Literally an hour. I don't know how this thing was hanging on. It's a teeny little tree. I had to cut its root, and I'm like, I really wanted to regrow it. It's this redbud tree that I've had for fucking, good God, 5 years, 6 years. But it's never thrived, so I'm like, well, I'll put it in a pot. But man, that fucker did not want to leave. Um, let's see. Ooh, so this is my new baked Berkeley grandma. This is totally a thing you wear when you're over your 50s. Stretchy overalls, right? Stretchy overalls. It's gonna be your uniform in your 50s. Um, so I was gonna tell the story about the psychedelic vape that we had at Yosemite. So we're going to Yosemite, and we stopped off right after Crane Flat. It was me, my brother's wife, Ruben, and my stepdad. And so we stopped at right past Crane Flat when we're like about 40 minutes away from Yosemite. And I took a hit of Paul's vape, and I got back in the car. I was riding with Ruben, and I just fucking went somewhere, man. I don't know what. I was like, I may have to go to the hospital. I was like, I don't know why, um, but I think I might have to go to the hospital. So, anyways, it wore off. It didn't last all that long. But I was trying to tell people, like I was telling Ruben, I'm like, God, Paul's vape, like it's really stress. Something's wrong with him. I was trying to tell Paul, and just nobody was listening to me, right? So then a couple nights later, I think it was, we left the Awani really, really late, and ended up taking the bus, and it was like we started to get worried that the bus wasn't going to come because it was like almost 10 o'clock. So of course I chose that moment to hit Paul's vape when we're trying to figure out, are we going to have to walk an hour back to our camp in complete darkness across the meadow in the cold? Anyway, so yeah, this seemed to me to be like a really good time to hit Paul's vape. So I did. Luckily, my brother ended up getting high too, and others. But man, so so that my brother like got upset about something else, but I was completely clueless to it. And he comes over. He's like, "God, do you think people are mad at me? Is this whole thing going on?" I'm like, I am not, I am so fucking high, I'm not even here. I don't know anything that's going on right now. And I'm a little worried I might need to go to the hospital. I was like gone. But I got it back together pretty quick. Um, anyway, and I was like, something's wrong with Paul's vape. So the next night, Paul and Dell and I did our night walk. We like to do a Yosemite night walk where, people are drinking and getting super high, and we walk completely blind in the pitch black through Yosemite. It's safer than it sounds. Safer than it sounds. I swear to God, we might go like 10 yards and think that we're like hella far away. Um, it's always closer than we think about. Although I'll tell you what, we've walked on the fucking Yosemite Falls trip twice, and once we accidentally did the handicap trail, because we thought it would be easier to navigate in the dark. But that shit was like a mile longer than the other trail, which was really short. And we just kept going and going, and we're like, holy fuck. Um, anyway, that was fucking hilarious. But then, so we did that, and our, I guess Paul had some green weed, but that was gone. So he pulled out his vape, and Dell's like, "Don't you have a vape?" I was like, are we going to hit the vape? Dill's like, yeah, I'll hit the vape. So I hit the vape, and Dill hit the vape. And oh, before he hit the vape, I gave him a lozenge. I forget these lozenges I get. They're really nice for soothing your throat and everything. So I gave him a lozenge. I said, just hold on to this. You're going to need it. And he said, what? And I said, just don't worry about it. So he just started coughing horribly, horribly after he hit this vape and like just like dying and just he finally starts getting it together and I'm like, this is when you're able to, this is when you want your lozenge. My brother's like, fuck. What the fuck? And I'm like, see, you gotta watch out. He says, there's something wrong with that vape. I swear to God, there's something wrong with this vape. And I was like, now you understand. I've been trying to tell everyone this for 2 days, for like 3 days. There's something wrong with that vape. My brother's like, well, you said it would get you high, but you didn't say we were gonna get blasted out of our faces. Anyway, something's wrong with that vape. I can't. I don't know why I wanted to tell that story. It's over a 6-minute video. Nobody's gonna fucking watch this.